So welcome back. Hope you had a fantastic week. The next topic I'd like to talk about is become the present for yourself. And for me, it's been a very interesting journey. I can really only express what that means to me and see if I can share that with you to help benefit you in your daily life. And I guess, we'll start off by explaining what become the present for yourself, sorry. What does that mean? Like, what does this phrase, what does this title actually mean? For me, it's been a very personal experience to become aware of that present self, that in the moment self, or expression or awareness of that present moment. And it really helps me with my, let's say, anxieties or fears that I've previously experienced, and I've mentioned in previous videos. But when I was always working on trying to deal with any situation that's came up in my life, this tool was a very beneficial tool for me in shifting my awareness state from what was happening from that reactionary response to more of an observational state, and then from that present state awareness, I was able to observe really what was happening to me, what truly was I experiencing in that moment. And there's many different ways of experiencing this present moment I'm finding, because it's not just one thing to experience in the present moment. There's so much information and data that's literally bombarding us every second of the day. And I guess being in that present moment actually helps you to have the awareness of what is happening to you. So I guess that's what people are meaning, from my understanding, that's what people are meaning when they say become more present, or the present moment's the only thing that counts. There's many ways of saying it. You only live in the now. There's so many. It's just, I guess for me, that expression of that phrase, any way you want to put it, is shifting out of the reactionary response of my life into a more of a response that is more based in observation, in choice of what's happening to you, so you don't react to the situation, rather than you make a choice about what's happening, make a choice about how you choose to react in that experience. So there's a few awarenesses that I would like to bring in how to actually shift into becoming more present in that moment, or become your present self, so you can be more happy, enjoy your experience as you're going about your day, and really take control and take the reins of what's actually happening to you, what you're emotionally experiencing, and really enjoying life more. Because that's what I find is helping me so much more with, is enjoying what's happening to me. Because only from that present moment state can I really truly experience more of the excitement that's happening. When I receive the information, I actually pay attention. I notice more things around me, like, you'll see, let's say you're walking down the street and you'll see a friend or someone you just wouldn't have been paying attention to if you were stuck inside your head thinking about your day or what you had to do, which is not always a negative thing. It's just the more in the moment you can be, the more awarenesses you can have of what information you're getting, what you see, the synchronicities that might happen to you, but you just, you didn't see the shooting star, or something epic happened and you completely missed it because you're on your phone, or whatever it may be. It's just, it kind of sitting in a state of presentness, of just not worrying about what's happening in the past, future, helps you become in a more of a receiving mode to actually experience a lot more during your day. Plus we shift into this sort of automatic mode once we when we sit in that automatic programming wiring that we have created around our lives, it can become quite boring, or for me it was quite, there's just no excitement to my day. I'd get up and do the same thing, and I'd come home and it's almost the same pattern you ran the day before, which is very similar because how could it be any different? You have to go to work. But instead of doing that same thing, you actually experience more of that day, which means you come home with so much more things that have happened to you during your day, just because you're paying attention in the moment. And so let's start with bringing an awareness to what that is, to the tool I found that was really helpful for me. So what I've noticed is you have an attention point that can really benefit your awareness of how you would bring yourself into the present moment. Really, it's quite easy. You do it every day, and you may not even realize you're doing it, which is really easy to do. So, touch your legs, whatever, you're in the moment right now. Because I'm talking to you on the camera, I am in the present moment. I can't not be. It's kind of a very natural thing for us to do, but we've created such automated systems within our lives, we shift out of it, and it takes away a lot of our focus from actually being efficient, as well as distracting us from actually doing anything. Let's say you're thinking about how you would talk to a person that you're nervous about talking to, interacting with a person you like, and you're trying to figure out what to say. And then because you're trying to think about all the cool things you might say to that person, let's say you meet them or you catch up with them, and suddenly you're in that moment where you're trying to think about all these things today, and you already felt nervous before, so you kind of felt this nervousness coming up to this experience. You've sort of created this nervous energy already, and really, if you spend more time in the present moment, sort of seeing and experiencing your day through this sort of perspective, you don't create that sort of nervous anticipation of what could or could not happen, and you don't create the scenarios as much, being in the present moment, as you would if you're focused on the past or the future, and you don't bring that into your present moment as to say. So creating an awareness, obviously, your body, you become aware of your body. That's you coming into the present moment, feeling your hands, feeling your body. A lot of spiritual people do this as a method to lower the amount of thought you're having, because you're focusing on something that's happening right now. So you're bringing your attention, your awareness back from the past or the future to now. That's what it really is about, focusing on the present moment. So for me, it's self-awareness, which then is that present moment, which then you can observe what's happening to you in that present moment, which lets and gives you access to shifting out of reactionary responses. Brilliant method, really love it. It's definitely one of the main processes I use to help me just let go, which helps me, which can help you become aware of synchronicities in your life that you may not have known before. But so what I've found is one of the best ways for me to become aware of my present moment is body awareness. So one trick you can do is just imagine your feet, and imagine putting your feet into a warm bath of water. So what is the sensation, what is the feeling of putting your feet into a warm bath of water? And sort of visualize yourself slowly putting, let's say, both feet into, let's say, a warm bath. Doesn't matter how you do it, just do it in a way that you can visualize that happening. And just as you visualize your feet feeling the warmth, kind of imagine that filling your feet up. Like the warm water is filling your feet, or it's going up and around your legs, and starts to build up over the knees, and then you can bring that further up and keep bringing it up into your body, kind of almost submerge yourself in this warm water. So what you may be becoming aware of now, if you're kind of visualizing that, is there is a feeling state, a sensation you're feeling that actually feels like you're filling your body up, and you're not actually doing it. So what is happening to you? What are you experiencing? You're experiencing a physical sensation in the present moment from a past memory. So imagine what you do when you're stressing about something. It's the same thing. You bring it into the present moment. You actually experience stress when you're thinking about past and future experiences you may or may not have, which makes you and physically brings up stress hormones in the body, which causes your immune system to shut down or work less efficiently. And I wonder how people get sick so often, because they don't spend much time in the present moment. They spend more times in the past or the future trying to figure things out, trying to work things out, and that causes a lot of stress. So present moment is really about chopping away all the stuff that you think you have to think about. I do agree there is a certain level of planning that needs to happen, but you do not need to connect stressful environments to it to actually get it to happen. The emotional connection is technically brought in and is not needed, is not efficient when you're not in a stressful environment. That's only if you need to run from something, you're being chased by a lion, or you're being killed or something. So not necessarily in our daily lives. So bringing this water up, filling it in your body, gives you more of awareness of internal spaces. It actually brings more of an awareness to what's happening internally. And this is a really key point to actually feeling more of your body and the responses that happen within you. So you're becoming more of the body, aware of the body, and this helps you bring awareness to the fact that you're in the present moment. And this is a really easy way to slip into it. You can do this with anything. You just pay more attention to what's happening to your physical body and what's happening in your environment very closely. You bring very much focus to this awareness of what's happening right now. And internal awareness brings much focus to the present moment. So you're filling the body up, you're becoming more aware of your body, and then you might actually be able to notice, if you shift awarenesses from what are you actually feeling when you're doing this? What is actually the feeling sensation that you're having? If you start to analyze this more, this is a more in-depth conversation, but with this subtle, quick attention to what you're doing, what you're becoming aware of, you can shift out of them. You can shift these awarenesses and then use them. You can practically use them in your daily life. So this is an attention point. You actually have an attention awareness of your body. And what you may find is with this attention point, this attention awareness, you're giving it away, literally. Anything that draws your attention, you're giving your attention to something. And when you give your attention to something, it's like you're giving it a form of love. You're giving it a form of attention, which really, it pulls your attention. When someone tells you about a pink elephant, what are you thinking about? That draws your attention. So this is what TV, this is what advertising tries to do. They try and draw your attention. So really, it's about maintaining your focus attention point on what you want to focus on. And when you're not drawn to something, let's say past or present experiences, you stress less because you're not activating your reactionary wiring or creating and bringing the experience back into the present moment. The less you do that, the less stress you'll have throughout your day. So the more focused and present you can pull yourself in, the less you can stress about things, the less you have to fear about things. And you may find that you'll be a bit of a happier person by the end of the day. So when you bring attention to something, you give it a form of your energy. And you may find that at the end of the day, you're so exhausted. Why am I so exhausted? Well, everyone has a form of currency. And if you think about it as you consume food, and when you consume food, you maintain a certain level of energy. Whatever food it is, doesn't really matter, but you maintain a certain level of how much you can actually physically manage during your day. See, so it's an energetic currency where you go around spending it on things that helps you do what you want to do, you know, go to work. You give a whole bunch of your energetic currency to work so you can actually receive money and then eat food to do it all over again. But the main point is you actually spend currency on things that you need or don't need. What is happening when you're spending time of giving your attention point to things in the past or the present, or past or the future, and which creates a stress. You're literally giving away your energetic currency to something else that is not benefiting you. It's like putting money on, betting money on something that you know that it's like useless to you. Why throw away your money to something that's not going to benefit you at all? You know, that is one of the key things about this attention, awareness, present moment sort of information is when you give away this energetic currency, you're literally taking away from your present moment, which gives away your energy to something else in that attention awareness point. Whether or not it's stressing, whether or not it's fearing, whether or not it's trying to create scenarios or work through situations, you're spending this energetic currency because your mind is very, it chews a lot of energy that you consume. Your brain actually uses most of your energy that you store within your body, just as much as running and exercising does. It's quite a high percentage that your brain consumes throughout the day to just run your functioning mind. So, with this energetic currency, now you're getting to choose what you spend it on. And you can choose that reactionary response, that energetic purchase of experience, I guess you would call it, which then also relates to how you would emotionally react to it. Because you're not spending so much time creating an anxiety or a fear about what could happen. So, energetic currency, really cool to understand, really a new perspective, a new way of actually applying your energy of your daily work. This is not necessarily my original thought. This is something I've picked up along the way. I'd have to figure out where it came from, but I really hope it can help you guys. So your attention point, energetic currency, these are things that can really help you throughout your day. It really has helped me. I hope it can, this video has informed you of some new experiences you can have within yourself that actually let you take the reins of your life a bit more. Stopped letting things happen to you and actually set out to do the things you want to do. Because when you choose to be in the present moment, that's the only place you actually can choose. You can't actually... Most people react to this circumstance, which means they don't have a choice. It's different. When you've pre-programmed your response in, that's not a choice. That's just a reaction. We get to do this by consciously spending our currency before the event happens, and that's really where we're making a choice. But why do most people choose to experience something they don't want to choose before the event happens? Because for some reason they're pulling their past into the present, and which defines the future part. That's where you're spending your energetic currency and recreating the experience you've already had. That's what you're doing. That's what you have. That's for me. That's what I was doing, and man, it was tiring. I didn't enjoy that at all. So I decided, once I realized that I could do this, I did not want to do that anymore. So that's all for today. I would leave you with that awareness, that experience, that understanding. I hope it can help you in some way. Thank you for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you again. Thank you. Hope you have a fantastic day, night, wherever you are. Bye. Another thing I would like to add about the present moment is when you're in the present moment, you're doing it for yourself. You're becoming present so you can choose and react in the way you want. But really, when you're in that present moment, you become more aware of other people just as much as yourself. And in that moment, you're giving your presence, your present moment, not only to yourself, but you're also giving it to other people. And when you react from your present self, your present moment, you just are more relatable, you're more genuine, you express more of who you are in a way that makes other people unlock, activate, and be more of who they are. Which is an amazing thing to watch when you actually experience the present moment with both two people. Like when two people are both doing it at the same time, it really changes. This is pretty much what a D&M is. If you're having a deep and meaningful, you're present with that, and that's what you're present with that person. So that really brings out that connection with that person. And if you are in the present moment while someone's having a conversation, you're not thinking about what you want to say first in front of them, or once they've finished talking, or you're not trying to figure out what you should say before they've even finished talking. You're actually listening, and then from that listening point of observation, present moment awareness, then you decide to actually have an opinion or a choice of reaction to that question or comment or statement from the other person. And when you're having a present moment with someone else, it turns into a D&M, and it becomes such a more engrossing, more in-depth conversation. This is what a lot of people, I'll rephrase that. This is where I find the real depth you get when you meet people comes from. This is that depth that you really get when you connect on that level of being together and sharing and truly expressing what you feel inside rather than worrying about what you should or shouldn't say.